assault on the House of Wolves was detailed.
What's up guys, it's your boy Zion and I'm bringing another Destiny video. In this one, I want to talk about something that I've been mulling over in my head that I think would be a really cool feature to bring into Destiny 2, or even something if they wanted to implement it in Destiny 1. I feel it would be a little too late, but it would definitely help out until Destiny 2 is actually ready. It's just something very simple that unfortunately the Division kind of beat them to. Recently in the Division, there were updates that basically fixed a lot of issues that people went ahead and had with the game, and that it was kind of boring to play. They added a new feature in which you could go ahead and make the normal encounters and normal enemies that you run into all the time out in the city. Basically, they made it so you can scale them up to the max level, the max difficulty all the time. So your normal trash mobs are now not trash mobs, but actual like almost boss level bosses, and you can run into even mini bosses that seem to be like tiny encounters all over the city. And it's an amazing system in my mind. Now, I know people are going to argue, well, Destiny does something similar. Destiny brings your light level down to make it so trash mobs aren't exactly trash mobs and there's still a chance that you can die. However, Destiny does it in a way that makes you seem really overpowered, because that's what you want to feel. Is you want to feel like you are overpowered and this guardian that is meant to save the whole universe and the whole world and everything's hunky-dory. But in reality, it kind of makes going ahead and doing lower light level encounters really dull and really boring, because it's just so easy. You can run through, there's really no threat of you actually dying, and it all around just makes encounters really repetitive and boring because there's no challenge. There's nothing going on that can really go ahead and kill you. You're basically on autopilot doing encounters. Like, essentially that is it in a nutshell. For a lot of these encounters, you can be 150% checked out and still get through it. It just becomes a grind, and how much time do you want to dedicate to going ahead and getting through whatever you're trying to get through, whether it's strikes, the daily mission, heroic strikes, anything. And I think by implementing a system where enemies might have like a 1, maybe 2, depending on how hard you really want it to be, level above you, to which you can go ahead and say, hey, I have to actually pay attention. I have to go ahead and struggle bust my way through this encounter, or I'm going to die and everything's going to be sad for a minute. It's something where I think it would go ahead and help out the hardcore players that essentially Destiny caters to. They really do go ahead and do a good job of doing balances in favor of those hardcore players and not so much the casual players. So yes, I think this would cause a divide in the community, but there's already that divide. Casual players and hardcore players argue about features that would help in their respective worlds, but don't actually fix the game itself. And by doing something like this, you add a game mode where casual players who want to get max tier light have another way of going ahead and doing it by grinding out max light enemies, like raid quality enemies in the real world. And people who are the hardcore players who want to go ahead and grind all the time on the hardest difficulty ever have that opportunity. They can go ahead and, if they really want to, fight raid quality enemies all the time. Like, even doing the simplest encounter like patrols, you'd be fighting raid level enemies. And I think this would make A, the game more interesting, B, it would make it so the game has a little more challenge. It's a little bit of a carrot and a stick situation where you can get better gear because you're fighting higher level enemies, and it fixes that slow crawl to max life for casual players who can't raid. But those are just some of my opinions on how this system would actually work. I do believe another thing they should probably implement is a separation in the Crucible, because it's always shitty to run into the Crucible, which is broken in all regards of everything, to go ahead and go in as a casual player and get absolutely stomped by a full team of Crucible experts, Crucible pros, people who go in and do sweaties every week and absolutely destroy people and go into pub stomp. It's not a fun experience for a casual player. but if you added in a ranked playlist, it would go ahead and take all the sweaty Crucible pros, the people who just grind out Crucible all day, every day, and it would go ahead and make them go into a playlist in which them actually being very good at Crucible actually matters. And it goes ahead and gives the casual players an opportunity to go ahead and not be absolutely stomped out of the Crucible at every opportunity. So I think things like this would go ahead and help the community in multiple ways, just by separating the two main communities inside of the Destiny community and making it a more pleasurable experience for both. So tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Do you think this would be a good implementation into Destiny, or do you think it just works in the Division and doesn't really cross over well? I'm really interested to know, because I've been thinking about it for days, and for whatever reason, I can't think of a reason why they haven't put this into the game sooner. Why this hasn't been a feature in the game since like day one. Is just being like, I want to fight max level things all the damn time. Like, why? So let me know down in the comment section below, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, a favorite, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace.